Here with us now is Claudia Rosette, is the Foreign Policy Fellow at the Independent Women's Forum. I know you spent a lot of time, Claudia, in Hong Kong recently. And although the situation has been going on really since June, and we talk about it all the time, there seems to be something about these last few days, or maybe this last week, which, as Greg points out, is even worse. Why is that? What's led to this most recent escalation, do you think?
Well, this might not be an accident. Hong Kong is planning to hold district council elections on November 24th, a week from Sunday. And the speculation has been that with the incredible anger, public anger at the government, pro-democracy candidates may do very well at these. So there's also a lot of speculation that the government is deliberately stirring things up in order to have an excuse either to postpone the elections or to try to turn public sentiment against the protesters. And I will say, having watched a lot of these and then looked on, you can watch them live online right now. It's quite traumatic. It's very clear that the police are going way beyond things that they need to do. They've been extremely aggressive for a long time, but stirring things up is what I would call it.
So it's the instigators in this case, from what you've seen, people you've talked to and footage you've watched yourself, is the actual police force. And there's been a lot has been made about whether or not the military would need to be used. And I guess your point is it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, again, there are a lot of signs. It's not absolutely confirmed, but I think it's quite plausible that China's People's Armed Police are already working within the Hong Kong police. One reason for thinking that is there were 30,000 Hong Kong cops when these demonstrations began in June. And these guys are out there all the time in force in enormous numbers of vans. Is it really the same police force as they saw in June? There's one other thing, and that is the thing that's also stirring this up is that Carrie Lam, the chief executive, and China's dictator, President Xi Jinping, have given nothing. The demonstrators have just gotten nothing. I mean, she should be fired. Look at the way she's governing the city.
Right. And instead, Xi Jinping really, at least for now, kind of affirmed through when she was in Shanghai recently, said, no, we're behind her. We support Carrie Lam. A final word for our audience on the business climate there, if you would. I mean, it's obviously, I guess struggling. We've had data recently showing Hong Kong slipping into recession. No surprise, given what's happening in the streets. What would you say about Hong Kong's future as just the future of business in Hong Kong? It was known for that for so many years.
Clearly, China's government wants it to be sort of a serf state like other parts of China. They just obediently make money and keep their mouths shut and don't ever interfere in the dictator's desires. If that happens, Hong Kong may continue to function, but it will not be the vibrant, thriving city it has been. And if the protesters prevail, I think the odds are against it, you would see a renaissance in Hong Kong. I mean, this really comes down to freedom. That's what they want. China will not give it to them. Ask yourself what you would do if China were taking over your country right now. What would you be willing to do? And the bottom line with Hong Kong is we're discovering that much as they love money, they love freedom more. Freedom more.
We'll watch those elections that you pointed us towards, and we always appreciate you coming on, Claudia. Thank you very much.